Are you a business owner and a software reseller, or maybe you're a consulting firm that provides technology consulting? Well, hi, I'm Heather Cole with Heatherized, and I wanted to share with you how we deal with that situation where sometimes in your business you have more month than money. You know what I mean. Now, for many of you, depending on where you are in the life cycle of your business, you may be just starting out, or maybe you've been established, like myself, for over 20 years. But the problem is real, and that is a cash flow problem. Now, sometimes the problem is because your expenses are just way greater than your income, and that has to be addressed. But today I want to talk about more of the situation where you're in growth, or maybe even in hyper growth, where you sell a ton and now you're like, oh shit, I don't have a credit line. So I thought I'd share with you a couple tips that I've implemented over the years to help me with that problem, because I've been in business for 20 years and I just recently had this problem because we sold so much in December that we have to like manage, and it's really stressful. And your friends that are not business owners, they don't get it. They're not going to get it. They think you're so lucky you get to work for yourself. You guys probably hear this, right? You're so lucky, Heather. You get to be self-employed. And I'm thinking they have no clue how stressful it can be. So let's get back to the topic. So we recently sold a lot and we have a very large credit line with our primary vendor. However, we kind of pushed the boundaries on that. So a couple ways that you can do with this is, number one way is to make sure that you're billing timely. I know this sounds basic, but here's the thing. We have a couple clients, now you probably have them too, that aren't the greatest at paying on time. We give them 30-day terms and maybe they push it to 45 and sometimes even 60. Now, the first thing to do is talk to your supplier. And this is what we did. We called our supplier and said, hey, we have this client. We know they're going to pay, but they're always kind of delayed. Can we get extended terms? And in that situation, we were able to get 45-day terms instead of the standard 30-day terms from our vendor. We then placed the order. Now, you ask before you place the order, guys. Do not ask afterwards because they're going to say no. At least I would. So make sure you proactively get in front of this and you tell them the situation and just be fully transparent. And so, because they want the order too, right? So what we did is we got the 45-day terms, we put our PO in for 45-day terms, and when we billed the client, we billed them for the 30-day terms, which is our standard policy for this client. Therefore, we knew that we had some wiggle room. Right? Just 15 days, not a lot, but just enough to reduce our stress levels. Now, in this situation, we also made certain that the process on the client end was appropriate, meaning we sent them the invoice and we asked them in a follow-up email, is this the right person to approve this particular spend? This was a rather large and substantial invoice. So making sure you follow that up. Now, the next thing that we've done, and we've done this a little bit more recently, is we've reached out to all of our clients that are not currently paying by ACH. The snail mail clients that mail it to you and you're like, seriously, who still does this? But they're out there. Now, if you went back even 5 years ago, a lot of companies still were processing checks on a weekly basis and it was a snail mail. But we found, especially post-COVID, more companies are open to ACH payments. And what does that mean? You don't have to rely on the U.S. Postal Service. I don't know about you, but here in Tampa, Florida, we have some of the worst mail service. I mean, there's stories of like the mailman getting robbed at gunpoint to steal the mail. Why do they do that? Because they whitewashed the checks and they changed the names on them or the amounts. So this is a real issue. So when we bring it to our clients that we're trying to make certain that, things run smoothly, most of them, there's a couple that haven't, but almost all of them have gone through the process to set up the ACH payment. So this is really a time savings for you. And also when they pay, then within 48 hours, typically that account hits your checking account. So the other thing that we do is we make certain that the moment an invoice is past due, we are sending out that past due invoice to our clients to remind them. Now, here's the thing. About 90% of the time we don't get paid on time. It's because there's a process issue. It's not that the client doesn't want to pay you. And it's really that maybe Bob was the person to approve those invoices. Maybe Bob moved to a different role, or maybe he got, a new job somewhere else, and the invoices are actually getting emailed to the wrong person. So you want to make certain and always give people grace. So we will be like, hey, this invoice is currently past due. This candidly isn't like you guys. Did the process change? And most of the time, there was a process change. And then we update our systems for that. So you want to at least once a year go validate who should be receiving those invoices so that you make sure that the process is smooth and you get paid on time. Now, the other thing is just manage it appropriately, right? Make certain that you're understanding your flow of funds. I get you guys want to pay yourself and you want to give yourself good dividends or bonuses or however you structure it. But just be cognizant that in software reselling in particular, we have seasonality. For us, the end of the year is always the biggest time to sell. Therefore, come January, that's when we're waiting for those funds to come in. So be mindful of that. Now, the other thing is just know that it's commonplace. It's very common. So I recommend that all businesses, or at least have availability of funds in the line of like a line of credit or something like that. Now you can go to your bank and establish a line of credit. I know that I went to my bank. They set up a line of credit, and it was free as long as I keep it open for at least 2 years. So that's kind of a no-brainer, and I've never drawn on it, but it's my emergency backup to the backup to the backup plan, and I recommend that all business owners have that. Hopefully you found this video informative. And I will bring to you other videos on things that I learned the hard way that I don't want you to. And please go ahead and share this video with your friends and other business owners, and let's all grow our businesses together. I'm Heather Cole with Heatherize. We'll see you next time.